If you want to add a new user to Salesforce, what you first need to do is go to this setup area. And once you do that, you'll see this quick find box appear over here. So you'll be able to type in user. And you'll see here, I can click on this user area. And once I'm on this screen, I can add a new user with this button. I can reset passwords if I want to for any specific users, or I can add multiple users at once. So one thing to pay attention to is if you don't see the right list of users here, or you're a little confused by what comes up, make sure you're checking out this view up here because it could be on a custom view, it could be on all users, active users. So if this looks a little bit confusing, make sure you pay attention to the view that you're using. So if you click new user, all of the fields in red are the ones that are going to be mandatory to fill in. So if we just start filling in some details here. You see, once we get to this point, I can type in an email and it automatically generates a username. So typically in Salesforce, email and username is a one-to-one match, but it does not have to be. The email can be linked up with multiple Salesforce instances, so multiple Salesforce accounts, but the username always has to be unique. So in the rare case that you might need access to a couple of different Salesforce instances, or the person that you're creating a user for might need a couple of different instances or access to them, what you want to do is come over here and add probably like another tag. So I can say, tag testing, tag name of your company, whatever it is. Just add something towards the end of this email here so the username can be unique. Once you're done with that, you have your nickname as well, which you can set however you'd like. But this is the most important area over here, the role, user license, and profile. So if you don't have a role hierarchy set up in Salesforce, this won't be that important. But if you do, and you have some sharing settings that are underlying to those hierarchies, you'll want to understand how those work. But if we just choose a role here, the next thing you'll want to do is choose the type of Salesforce license. So you can see here it says user license. If you open this up, you'll see all the ones that you have access to for your Salesforce. I'm just going to click Salesforce platform to pick something. And then you can see that the profile gets limited based off that. So I'll go back to work.com. Let me see if I can get a different option here. Yeah, not really. This is synced up. This is a test environment, so it won't look exactly like your org, but for the most part, user license is either going to be Salesforce platform or just Salesforce. And then the profile, which is pretty important, is a little bit different than the role because the profile, what we're focusing on is high level, object access, where the role is more centric on record level access. So profile determines, what objects we can see. So let's say, a user can see accounts, and then the role determines what accounts that user can see. Last thing, make sure this is checked off as active. When you're creating, you really don't have the choice to uncheck that. And then if you want to generate a new password, make sure that you have this checked off here as well.